Hi guys, welcome back to Devastrology. I have started a minute earlier today, and as you guys can see, I'm back in the States. So hopefully now I'll be able to resume with my regular schedule and come up with videos on a regular basis. I see AK has logged in and she's put in a question as well. Welcome, AK. Lavanya Kapoor, you've put in a question here, but this is not a public reading. This is a members only reading. So and you've already put a paid question there. I'll try and see if I can take this question, but guys, this is for members only, and I hope this is um, it's visible accordingly. All right. So, AK, your question is 14th June 1965, 1:40 a.m. Jinja, Uganda. Yes, Anthony Joe, I'm back. So, AK, I have your chart open in front of me. The question is, what are the next 6 months or so looking like when I can expect better health? Would be good to know when better times are coming. Okay. So, you are a Pisces ascendant, Rahu, Sun, and Jupiter, combust Jupiter in the third house, in the sign of Taurus. Then Venus and Mercury in your fourth house. Mercury is combust. Your Lagna Lord is combust in itself. Mars is in the sign of Leo in the fifth house, sixth house. Moon is with Ketu in your ninth, and your Saturn is in its own sign in the 12th house. So, from a dasha perspective, you are currently running Rahu dasha, and within Rahu, you are having Rahu Mahadasha and Saturn Antardasha. If I do a double click and try to look into the period, you've closed the Rahu Saturn Ketu period, and you are currently until the end of November running Rahu Saturn Venus, and then Sun will start. So just to give you a perspective, Rahu's Mahadasha is coming into play, which is activating your third house. And see, most important thing is that Rahu is in the sign of Taurus for you, so it is in a good sign. I mean, it is in a it's a good relationship as well as a good placement from a house perspective. I always like the third house presence of Rahu. So there will be this eagerness inside you to do something of meaning. That is something that you will strive for. And then Saturn is in its own sign in the 12th house in a foreign land. So from a health perspective specifically, I anticipate that this will be a period where you should work towards your mental peace, work towards your peace of mind, work towards uh, try and spend time at your home. That environment is going to be much better for you when compared to anything else. uh, in the next 5 to 6 months, I see that your health is bound to improve. Yes, it is bound to improve. You might have faced minor ailments until June. Okay. Period before that was not very conducive. So was the combust Mercury period as well. But in this period, you are going to do much better. You are going to get healthier, and you will actually be at the peak in December and Jan period. AK, I think that is the message that I have for you. Within this period specifically, I would want you to take caution around July August period for about 2 to 3 weeks. And that's the only period where I see that you will face certain kind of issues, but overall, it will be a decent period from a health perspective. Okay, so AK, I hope that answers the question that you have. Thank you, Joe. Yes, I'm back, and I've been away for a while, and I just wanted to start my day on time today. California is like caught up with excessive heat warning. I was not expecting this. So it's much hotter than India at this point in time, I feel, in California. All right. Question is from Truths here. Hi, Matea. I see you also joined the session. Truths here. Your details are 29/12/1996. Okay, and the time is 14:08 London. Okay. So Truth's question is, what will my moon Mahadasha be like? Are there any remedies? You also mentioned I have Sandhi. What does it mean? Thank you. Got it. So your moon is in your seventh house. It is with Saturn, and then it is in debilitation as well, because it is in the sign of Scorpio. So it's a challenging situation, and it is getting troubled by a troubled Saturn itself. Ideally, not the best of the situation to be in. There is a Parivartan Yoga between your Saturn and your Mars. Saturn is sitting in Scorpio while Mars is in Aquarius in the 10th house. From a direction perspective, see, Mars is in a very good situation. It is the Lord of 12th, and it is the Lord of 7th sitting in the 10th house. However, from your Dasha perspective, see, your Moon Mahadasha is still away. It's starting from 2030, truths here. So you've kind of asked a very proactive question, but yeah, see, we have to notice two things. One, from a Dasha perspective, what is the dignity of the planet? And then, secondly, what lordship it has. It has the lordship of the third house in your case, right? Now, this moon, see, I don't want to scare you, truths here, but it is in a tough situation, but doesn't mean that the entire period will be troublesome. However, if you look at the Okay, so you've corrected your question. You've said that it is not Moon Mahadasha, but Moon Antardasha within the Sun Mahadasha period. And it is going to start from September of 2024 onwards till next 6 months exactly till 2025. Now, see, your sun, it is sitting in a good sign. It is sitting in the sign of Sagittarius, but it is sitting in the eighth house. I'm assuming that you've had an average start during this period. It is the Lord of your fourth house. Okay, you've had an average start, and this period is going to be critical because it is going to impact you on two three areas. Number one, see, the soul in itself is going in isolation. Uh, it will not be surprising that during the dasha of the sun, you might want to be within your own box. You might want to work within your own confines. You might want to pick up something which is driven by you absolutely, like behind the scenes, something of that sort, right? Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation, truth here. Yes. And I think, when I made the video for the Sun Mahadasha period, where I've said that Moon period is typically good and it is supposed to be good, but it is going to be on a neutral to negative side for you. One, because the Lord of hard work is getting debilitated. See, you are already going into isolation, and the effort, energy, or will that you will have would reduce, right? So one thing is for sure, you have to fight that situation. You have to fight that laziness that could creep in, and you have to overcome that risk. Second thing is that there could be certain mental unrest as well that might creep in. You might be bothered with some sort of news, either from a relationship standpoint, very much actually from a relationship standpoint, or from your profession standpoint as well. That might not give you much of a motivation. It could also risk any kind of a breakup if you're already in a relationship. So you might want to keep track of that as well, truths here. My remedy to you this will be, keep offering water to Surya Arg, because your sun is sitting in the eighth house. In 6, 8, 12, it is absolutely important to fix your sun. That is number one. Giving water to sun is also like, in a way, feeding into your moon as well, right? Because it is a luminary which gets illuminated through sun, so you have to take care of the sun to begin with. Number two, from a moon remedy perspective, on the spiritual side, you could offer water to Shivji. On a non-spiritual side, or rather on a personal discipline side, which I would prescribe you, is to focus towards meditation. Try and find some time of isolation for yourself. Start your day with some sort of a planning, some sort of charter that you would want to execute over a course of time. That is going to be very, very critical for you, Fruits here. And please keep praying to Shiv, because that's going to help you with this Saturn conjunction as well. Yeah, and the aspect of Rahu is also on your moon, so it's not a great thing. The only good part is that Rahu is sitting in the sign of Pisces. Again, in 11th Rahu, I don't mind that, but I would want you to be careful from your relationships perspective, and do not get too isolated. Like try and come out of that shell whenever you can, in pockets, in windows. I hope I'm trying to make sense there. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. Truth here. With that, we'll pick up the next question. um, Hi, Mateha. I like that question. So Mateha is asking about her asset, and let's see. 10 9, 10 7, 1982, 15, Maribor, Slovenia. All right. Um, and I hope this. Uh, so you are going through the Sade Sati as well, I realize, and your Saturn is in retro. And I mean, not your Saturn. Saturn has got in retro, and I can see why it is giving you this thought of changing your asset or upgrading your car. Actually, let me look at your dasha as well. But I can already tell you that from a retrograde Saturn perspective, this thought is natural to come, and it is not a wrong thought as well. Saturn is the ruler for both your fourth and the fifth houses, and you are running Saturn Rahu. So Saturn Mahadasha is also going out for you. Within Saturn Rahu, Rahu, Saturn Rahu, Mercury is going on until October, and then Saturn Rahu Ketu. Actually, um, yeah. So actually, your best period may be August, September. Okay, I'll tell you why. See, in October, you will get into the Ketu mode. So if you actually yeah, see, your Bhagya Lord, Lord of Fortune, Mercury is sitting in its own sign in its own house itself. See, what's going to happen is that during this period, you might be able to crack a good deal. When it comes to your asset, you might be able to crack a good deal, and I think this mindset is coming because of this retrograde Saturn. But if you ask me, what is a good window? Good window is um, August and September. If you wait till October, you might even lose the interest of going ahead and purchasing a new car, and you might just figure out a fix and work out. So the choice is yours, Matea. I am not gonna say that what is gonna happen, but I can tell you that what is the best period or what is the inclination that you might have next 2 months. You will have the inclination to move your car once October comes in, both with your dasha as well as the change in retro motion of Saturn, which is going to happen in November. Your mindset in itself will change, and you will try and just work out with the same asset itself. So that is what's going to happen. Apart from that, I would. And the Sade Sati period, it tends to give us some assets. It gives positive impacts as well. This is the second phase for you. If you want to go, I anticipate you will buy a new car and you will not go for a used car, new used car. So that is definitely going to happen. If you go for it, you're going to go for a new car. So that will be all for you, Mateha. I see Rahul's question is here. Rahul, hi, good to see you. I think you're coming after a while. I think you missed one of the sessions, if I'm not wrong. 5, 12, 1988, 4:51 a.m. Mumbai. All right. So I have recently joined new job in Feb 2024. I want to ask how my relationship with the boss will be and with the office colleagues. Okay, so Saturn retro is gonna impact you from a work standpoint for the next 4 months, and I have to make this video for sure for all of you. But the reason I'm saying it that in the retro motion, the seventh aspect will be very critical, and this retro Saturn will be aspecting your impacting your 10th house as well. Okay. And remember, in your natal chart, your Saturn is in the third house. It's in a very good position. It's under the influence of Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, and your ninth Lord Mercury is combust. Okay. Which is important to note, but it is again coming from in an aspect of Jupiter itself, retro Jupiter, which is another strong thing, because retro Jupiter means the seventh aspect is going to be very strong in this case as well. So, from a current period perspective, see, you are running Jupiter Mahadasha itself, and within Jupiter, you have Jupiter Rahu, okay, and your Rahu is again in the fifth house. Um, and I think you might have certain issues that might crop up until September, until August and September period. But it will so happen that post that you are going to find some respite and things are going to improve for you. Okay, things are definitely going to improve, and they are going to continue to get better all the way till next year of 2025, August 2025. Okay. And you will increase on your gains as well. You might get a promotion too in the next year. Okay, in the next year, you might get nominated or you might get promoted by the end of next year, 2025. Rahul, clearly it's visible. You will get that impact. Okay, you might have certain challenges. Lack of peace could be evident. You might find that there are people who are trying to compete with you and who are kind of not compete with you openly, but they might be giving you that, that there could be office politics that you might face. But it is only for the next couple of months. You are going to settle in. Just be calm. Okay, just be calm and you'll be good. Your Rahu is in the Aquarius sign, so it is in a good position. Fifth house Rahu, again, it is decent because it's going to impact your overall gains as well, and it is going to make you also street smart in terms of dealing with your bosses, with your leadership as well. So hopefully that answers your question. um, just one more minute. Yeah. And from a transit Rahu as well, you will be good. You will be good till March. Okay. From your transitory Rahu as well, you will be okay. It has changed its nakshatra as well, but it is still sitting in the sixth house for you. So yeah, it is sitting in the sixth house for you, so it is in a good situation because it is going to help you overcome your enemies as well, your competition in office. So Rahul, you will be better placed from second half of September, and promotion next year, definite chances. Keep polishing your leadership, and you should see the results come your way. Okay. Um, all right. So next question is from Sanatani Joe. And Joe, what happened to your what happened to your outcome from the company with Amazon that you were working? 1031. You may get an offer this week. Congrats, man. I'll be very happy. And that is what we've been discussing all this while, that how things should pan out. So, guys, most of you who are listening, Sanatani Joe has been working. He did a one-to-one session as well with me, and he's been coming in all these live sessions, and he's been very slowly and steadily working towards his new job offer, and he's been negotiating, keeping those timelines and his chart in mind. So may the energy of Shivji be with you, Sanatani Joe, and hope you find the right offer as you're looking for. Uh, but the next 4 weeks, can you check detail my Venus Dasha and detail starting on July 9th? So I don't know what you mean by your Detan Dasha. Hold on, let me look at your Dasha period. So you are running Mars, which is in your 10th house. I remember that. Within that, you are in Venus. And if I talk from the next 4 weeks perspective, it is Mars, Venus, and Moon, which is coming into play. And Moon is in your 8th house. Um, all right, I got confused with your question. But hold on a second. So I think you were trying to say the Lord of your 10th, which is Mars. That's what you mean. And I got that question. So see, mm, I think your offer letter might come post 10th of July. And yes, it should come around that period, yeah, between 10 to 16th. That is the best window I see happening for you. But see, overall, you are going to find some gains. Okay, you are going to find some unexpected gain as well, and I might not be surprised if you get some gains through speculative means as well. This could be just better negotiation, unexpected job offer, salary offer, or it could be unexpected negotiation that might fall in place for you. It could be unexpected dividend gains or stock performance that might also come happen. So something which is unknown, unseen at this point in time, and I see that happening for you. Gains are going to definitely come. Okay, within this Pratyantar Disha of Moon, which is till 5th of August for you, Sanatani Jo, that is definitely visible. However, you will have some sort of stress as well. Okay, you will be stressed out as well, and something could bother you as well in parallel. Like that is gain is one side of the story. The other side of the story will be that some sort of issues could also crop up. I will recommend you to deal with them with a lot of patience and not any kind of anger. Okay, just keep your anger in check. That is very, very important. That is absolutely critical. But apart from that, in the next 4 week period, I think like you're anticipating your job offer, I think that job offer should also come post 10th of July or from 10th of July, like including that as date as well. And this actually includes the standard Eastern, right? So maybe a day's difference from US standpoint because you're in Seattle. So that is when I anticipate this for you. Okay. And yeah, I was just trying to confirm that. Yes. So, Sanathan Joe, I hope this is helpful to you, man. And best of luck. Keep plugged in, and I'll be, rooting for your success. All right. I see, AK, you've pushed for another question. Actually, Lavanya is here and she is asked one question. So we'll quickly take up her question. Lavanya, I will be holding sessions for the rest of the public next week. So I ideally prefer people joining in those sessions, but I'm not sure what happened and how could a non-member join this. So it's equally confusing to me. How I will, however, take your question very quickly. Um, the chart is ready. Um, MBA in 2025. So, Lavanya, you are running through your Venus Dasha, and within Venus, you are going through Venus Mercury. Okay. And if I quickly read your chart, you're a Virgo ascendant, your Ketu is in your fifth house, Mercury and Venus in your sixth, Sun in your seventh, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars, oh my gosh, in your eighth. So Saturn is getting Neej Banga as well. then moon with Rahu in your 11th house. Okay. And within Venus, you are running Mercury. So both your Mahadasha and your Antardasha are for your sixth house itself, which is your house of competition. It's a very good time for you to appear and crack for some examination. You are running through a very, very good window until August, even until October. Sorry, until December. Until December, you are running a very good period to crack any competition. Okay. And then if you are already applied somewhere and you're looking for a shortlist, actually August to October is a period you where you might get an opportunity, especially from an international MBA. If you try and pursue, you should be able to start with a fall session in some of these places. If not, um, you will be able to get selected around. Yeah, I think if you appear for the examinations, you should be able to get selected. Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, yeah, Rahu's aspecting, correct. So between February to July of 2025 is a good period for you to get selected and start. The only thing is, I will recommend you for going for a college which is far away from your birthplace, far away from wherever you are. Just choose something which is at a long distance. It's going to be much better option for you when compared to something close by. And I'm telling you that from a Venus Mercury Rahu angle perspective. Rahu in 11th aspecting your 5th. See, I would want, I'll tell you, this year maybe you would have tried and nothing worked. Ketu period wasn't great for you, but next year between Feb to July you will have a good chance. You will have a very solid chance in 2026 as well. Okay. And that could be closer to your home, same period. But it might not be very, what should I say? It might not be a great college, but eventually you might be able to get out with a good placement if you go for 2026. Okay. Saturn Nijbang is happening, but it is still in debilitation in the eighth. And that is the period. And Saturn is the Lord of fifth house as well as a lot of competitions. So just wanted to let you know that. Hopefully that answers your question, Lavanya. Um, all right. Since we have a couple of minutes, I will take up another question for AK, for Sun Chris. 29/11/2004, 4:17 a.m. Cheltenham, England. Okay, so Mars and Venus with Ketu in the first house, Rahu in the seventh. Please be careful. Like he needs to be careful about his relationships. Uh, it's going to be very very critical. His fifth lord is going into the 10th house in a retro mode, and Saturn is going in the sign of Cancer, but it is going in a very good house and it is getting in very very powerful. This guy is going to make a lot of assets, I can tell you that. Okay. And he is running through Jupiter Mahadasha. His Jupiter is sitting in the sign of Virgo in the 12th house. So from an education standpoint, um, next couple of years are very very critical. He should be putting in a lot of efforts, and whatever efforts he'll put, he will find success in that as well. Because see, Jupiter and Mercury combination is coming in, which is what he's undergoing right now. Mercury Antardasha. Mercury is the lord of fortune for him, sitting in the third house and aspecting its own house, and Jupiter is sitting in the sign of Mercury. Okay. And within this, if like specifically from an education standpoint and from a career perspective, he will see very good results from December of 2025 till August of 2026. Okay, that is a specifically critical period for him to put in more efforts from a competition perspective. But this 2 year period is remarkably good for him to derive some good outcome. He is going to face a lot of challenges. 2027 is going to be difficult. 2026 second half till 2022nd 2027 first half, that's a challenging year for him. Okay. Yeah, that's a challenging year, but from an education standpoint, I think he's going to do pretty well in the next 2 years. Whatever efforts he puts in, he's going to find the right outcome for himself. Okay, so I think that answers the question. We had a brief reading today for 30 minutes, and I have taken up the questions of all the members. If there are no more questions, I'll take a break, and I will come back with a couple of videos, hopefully today itself, where we will talk about the July reading, which has been pending thanks to my travel. But now I have the window to just shoot, record, and upload it for you guys, as well as the Saturn retrograde that I had promised. There are a bunch of thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys. So hopefully, I will try and find time over the weekend and publish it for you. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Have a blast and see you soon. Thank you. Thank you, AK. Thank you, Truth here.